It's one of several people dying to get into the restroom. He looks lonely, but not enough for your company. These guys are a nicely matched set. They seem to be amusing each other to a very high degree. Wow, this sucker makes even you look like GQ material. These nitro suckers come in all types. They're all drawing on the hoses. Amazingly, they don't freeze. They just glaze over for a few moments while the others laugh. This one has a tattoo which says, "I love Lula." You hear them say, "Geez, our skimmer's double hovered. We gotta run." You snag the 4 hoses. Never know when you're going to meet that special lady. The druggies are gone, leaving a partially used nitro tank. The canister snaps neatly into the conduit opening. He ignores you. Get used to it. Woof woof. Adventure game stress must really be getting to you if you want to get romantic with that. You snag a buckazoid off the Waitron. How cool you are.
Gee, she looks pretty busy right now. Maybe I should wait until she's done with that table.
Don't touch that. Well, that wasn't too bad for a borderline physical specimen like you. It didn't quite get the job done, though. Nah, you still haven't convinced the door to yield to your obviously superior physical presence. Wow, you really did it! Not exactly the subtlest of entry techniques, but effective. That's pretty macho for the likes of you. Who would have guessed you'd have the makings of a Starsky or a Hutch, or a Tango or a Cash?
You go now and I don't rearrange your organs.
Carefully untangle the twisted mass of hookah hoses and then rehook the hoses to create one long hose. It reminds you of Christmas time back home when you enjoyed untangling the Christmas lights and saying to yourself, "I get so much satisfaction from cleaning and straightening. One day, I'll be the best janitor ever." Well, at least one part of that dream came true. You are a janitor. You rehook the hoses to create one long one.
What can I do for you there, fella?
What have you got?
Well, aside from the obvious stuff which is glaring in your face from the back wall here, I do make some mixed drinks. I mean, if I do say so myself, I make a pretty mean William Gibson and a pretty good ass-em-off cocktail, you know what I mean, huh? Hey, I got you. Try a fuzzy toe jam. They seem to be pretty popular with your particular species here. What can I do for you there, fella?
You know what? I think I'll pass.
Excellent guess.
Ah, so you're with Polysorbate Security, huh? Yeah, what can I get for you, Chief?
What have you got?
Well, aside from the obvious stuff which is glaring in your face from the back wall here, I do make some mixed drinks. I mean, if I do say so myself, I make a pretty mean William Gibson and a pretty good ass-em-off cocktail, you know what I mean, huh? Hey, I got you. Try a fuzzy toe jam. They seem to be pretty popular with your particular species here. I got just the thing for you guys. It's something I don't even give the regulars here. What do you think, huh?
Make me a double uvula spritzer. Twist a fleck rind, and I want it hacked and whipped, not like one of those shaken or stirred sissy drinks.
Okay, coming right up, Chief. Listen, this'll take a couple of minutes, but feast your eyes on the making of it, all right?
Oh, that's just fine. Take your time, my good man.
This one doesn't spew anything. With a flick of your very supple wrist, you pull the conduit loose from below the valve. Oops! Try the other conduit. It probably seems... It would appear that's an... It's solidly in place. The hookah hose is now attached to the leftmost conduit. You complete the connection between the two conduits. This one doesn't spew anything. Nitro begins to flow through the tubing and into the conduit.
Frosta la Kista, baby.
Wow, it worked! This dude's in a deep freeze. But now what are you going to do with him? Cool! Laying a solid blow upside the head of this frigid felon has reduced him to cubes. He's not too hard to handle now. In this galaxy... You quite cleverly whisk the cubed culprit into your dustpan. It's going to be tough to carry him this way, though. Rat! It appears that the bartender disconnected your cleverly concocted hose link while you were gone.
What can I do for you there, fella?
What have you got?
Well, I got just...
Make me a double uvula spritzer. Twist a fleck rind, and I want it hacked and whipped, not like one of those shaken or stirred sissy drinks.
Okay, coming right up.
Oh, that's just fine.
You pick up the loose end of the hook. You complete the connection between the two conduits. Sorry, you can only break it. You aren't checked out in reconnection. It's one of those Bjorn guys. It's so cute when they talk about assimilating everyone.
Howdy, dollface. What can I get ya?
Nothing right now, thanks.
Okay, you just let me know if you change your mind, hon.
They're just some no-deposit empties. I don't know what comes down here, but these definitely have some sort of deposit. It's just your run-of-the-mill basement floor. It keeps you from slipping to the center of the planet. Guess it's doing its job. Cartons of really boring stuff like cocktail napkins and the like populate a good portion of the area down here. You can't open the refrigeration unit with the hoses connected and stretched tightly across its front. And mess... The bartender, noticing the hose attached to the bent conduit, disconnects it, much to your chagrin.
What can I do?
What have you...
Well, I got...
Make me a double...
Okay.
Oh, that's... Here's your cubed compadre. Where's my 50 buckazoids?
No bull. You really got him, huh? I mean, good job.
Yeah, I really got 'em. And I could really use my 50 buckazoids.
Tell you what, I'll pay you when they pay me.
No, I need the money now, or I let the guy thaw right here, right now.
No, just a minute. You don't want to do that. Hold on to your elementary contents. I got it here. Here, you happy? I'll just be taking that tray. Been a special treat doing business with you.
Hold it right there, pal. You don't want to go in there. Trust me, it's not a pretty sight. But then, neither are you. Nonetheless, it's bad news in there, and I can't let you enter. So hit the pavement.
Ah, an arcade. You haven't been in an arcade in at least a sequel or two. How cute. It has a really big replica of a coin slot. Sweet sentiments, urban style. Look, it's the hot new game, Stooge Fighter 3. It's supposed to be the goriest, most violent arcade game since Disemboweling for Dollars. You look at it, but nothing strikes your fancy. Another in the wide variety of life forms you've seen on this planet. This guy just stands there, looks, and fires an occasional lunger. How did all these forms manage to come together in one place? Normally, you'd have to travel light years to run into just a few different life forms. This place has the odds beaten big time. This is one of those exciting racing games where you careen around corners at top speed, zoom over crumbling bridges, run over passers-by, collide with other vehicles, and fly off the track. It's called Virtual Amtrak. This arcade, known to the locals as Dismembers Only, is filled with lowlifes, druggies, and juvenile delinquents from all over the galaxy. And those are just the employees. Cool. It's a potential sucker trying to decide if it's worth it. There's a serious dweeb factor happening here. Interesting head formation. He looks like one of those cranium suckers you saw in a scary movie once. Guess that means you'll be safe. This rough, tough cream puff is positively myrtleizing that machine. That's one hefty teenager. Must be from the Mariposa planetoid. Not much going on there, eh? Anything that shortens this guy's lifespan probably makes the universe a safer place. It's last year's hot arcade punch-em-up, more dull combat too. This guy looks like a well-used railroad spike. Perhaps the rust and mushroomed head give it away. It's hard to see with this big oaf in front of it, but this looks like the hot new game, Beat the Crap Out of Urkel. It replaces last year's smash game, Beat the Crap Out of the Encyclopedia Britannica kid. You know, the one that keeps saying, "Ouch, you broke my mandibula." In this game, you have to play basketball in a three-piece suit, barefoot, while avoiding deadly athlete's foot fungus growing on the court. It's called NBA Toe Jam. An overhead screen advertises a new kiddie-level arcade game in which you walk around Calcutta trying to match the right body part with the leper who lost it. It's called Mixed Up Mother Teresa. These lava screens from Magmetheus show soothing visuals while playing hot techno-lava tunes like, "What's lava got to do with it? You always hurt the one you lava." and just let your lava flow. This humongous expensive game is an all-time favorite. You have to duplicate famous gourmet dishes while piloting vintage combat aircraft against the Nazi menace. It's called Secret Recipes of the Luftwaffe. Now that's an interesting specimen. Is this place the backwoods of the universe or what?
So this is Stooge Fighter 3. Doesn't look so tough to me.
Say, partner, care to indulge in a friendly game? By the way, the name's Jerkwad. What's your mama call you?
A mistake. But my friends call me Roger. Roger Wilco.
Well, it's darn fine to meet you, Roger. So, what do you say to a friendly little round of Stooge Fighter 3?
Gosh, Mr. Jerkwad, that sounds neat.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Big Mo wins.
Rumble!
Big Mo wins the match. He moitered you.
Wow, man. I guess I got real lucky. Or maybe you were holding back on me. Nah, you wouldn't do that, would you? You don't look that bright. I mean, that probably isn't your style. Wanna play again?
Not now, thanks.
No, can it be? It is. It's Elmo Pug, the former CEO of Scumsoft. Hard times have hit him like a ball-peen hammer between the, eyes. Maybe there is a karma fairy. He's too far away, or...
Hey! Say, you look familiar. Didn't I kick your butt in a huge robot once?
Oh yeah, that. I hope to forget that. It was the beginning of my undoing. I was a laughingstock around the company in the final days of Scumsoft. Oh well, if that hadn't gotten me, some of my other creative management techniques would have. In looking at the big picture, I suppose that arrangement left me with all my physical assets intact. Not a single other thing, unfortunately. I'm humiliated to admit that I have, on rare occasion, resorted to selling cheat sheets for arcade games. I've got to maintain a fairly, modest profile, I guess you could say. Time heals wounds and all that. Plus, maybe I can avoid a premature termination.
Wow. That's all very interesting. And very boring, if you don't mind my saying. What I want to know is, can you sell me a cheat sheet for Stooge Fighter 3?
Well, I think I may be able to facilitate that. I may have one in stock. Okay, here's what I need from you. A nice new bottle of Coldsortian brandy. If you can deliver that, I think we can call it a deal. My people, I'll be waiting to take delivery from you so that we can put a bow on this deal. Catch you later.
You'd think, if indeed you did, that a guy with the skin quality of a pachyderm wouldn't have a problem with this climate. This is the interior of Bootlicker. In keeping with most of the rest of the area, there is absolutely no frills in the decor. This little fleshwad looks familiar. You wonder what he's doing here. Must have been a victim of the telecommunications wars. The shelves of this interesting establishment hold just about every kind of swill a buzz junkie could want. Of course, whether or not you would survive this stuff is another question. You start to say something, and then you remember that you're supposed to be a man of action, not words. Or is that the other way around? Your words cause everything to become A stack of papers lay unattended on the floor. Apparently, Pa doesn't get in a big hurry to put stuff away. The headline reads, "Lindbergh baby kidnapped." Were it working this device, it, as noted on its top, would supply ice.
Hi there.
Howdy there, partner. The name's Pa Conshohocker. Yeah, it's my name. I'm the proprietor of this here establishment here. Now, anything I can sell you, why, you just let me know. But if you steal anything, I'll be forced to kinda kill you. Welcome.
That sounds fair. So, Pa, what's the stuff behind you?
Oh, that, eh? Why, that there's the good stuff, sonny. I got some real fine stuff back here. Oh, yeah, I do. That's cold Saurian brandy. That's what that is. Best available in these parts here. Now, it's way out of your price range, I'm sure. It goes for 20 buckazoids per. Got the 20 there, Buster? Otherwise, you can swill thruster drippings with the rest of the deadbeats around here. I don't mean that in a bad way, mind you.
Interesting magazines like This Old Planetoid and The Babes of Polysorbate occupy this space. Interesting magazine. It's most uninteresting.
I'd like a bottle of your cold Saurian brandy, please.
Well, so you're interested in the good stuff, eh? I'll just take that 20. Thank you. I haven't sold much of this stuff lately, except to some sorry-looking little pud. Oh, hey, that reminds me. He still owes me some money. Oh, I can't believe I fell for that scam. Oh, well, enjoy. Sucker.
Yikes, those liquid crystal displays. I still have nightmares about them.
Your mouth waters at the wine coolers, especially this wild roddenberry-flavored stuff. Then again, a nice frosty Harlan Alison, a cold-filtered Beers Anthony, or a Marion Zima Bradley sounds good about now. The imported stuff, like Sapernell and Major Kirin, is too syrupy for your tastes. Weekends were made for front lobe, and you wouldn't mind removing a few yourself. It's just some green stuff. These appear to be bottles of Alan Dean Foster's Draft Ale, but it's hard to tell because the labels are so faint. They must have been printed in draft mode. Ooh, you've got a good eye. This stuff is excellent. It's called Something Wicked Ale from Ray's Brad Brewery. Hey, don't put your mouth on that. Elmo has definitely taken a turn for the worse. You'd like to think it was your exit from the admittedly captive rank of that off-world sweat orb, Scumsoft Incorporated. It was probably something dumb like a compulsion for pet projects or personally beneficial programs over those things important to the company as a whole. That couldn't be it.
Yes! I mean, Mr. Wilco, I'm most pleased you've chosen to do business with us. You're just in time, too. I have another party on his way interested in the same item. Oh, well, his loss. Well, I'll take that off your hands. Now, per our agreement, here's your cheat sheet. I'm certain you'll find the game much more interesting now. Also, you look like you could use this fish. Enjoy, Mr. Wilco. I have a real important business in another part of town. Be seeing ya. Oh, by the way, I'd appreciate if you'd not mention our meeting to anyone, Some of those purple-skulled old stockholders really hold a grudge, okay? Bye-bye.
He blows you off since your business has been completed. How corporate of him. The dumpster is nearly the cleanest item in the area, and you thought you were a slob. It's the Stooge Fighter 3 cheat sheet you got from Elbow.
To guarantee a win, the cheat sheet says, when at the choice screen, press the machine's letter buttons in the following order: A, B, B, A, C, A, C, A. Then, be aggressive and attack as much as possible using your new secret weapon. Hi, Mr. Jerkwad. How about another game of Stooge Fighter? I'm feeling a little luckier this time.
You know, kid, I'd really like to, but I need a little more of a challenge. Take a long walk off a short asteroid, okay?
What's the matter? Afraid a measly little pencil-necked low-life janitor and general waste of human life is going to embarrass you in front of your friends?
Well said.
Hold on there, you little puke! I'm not afraid of some puny little zit on the butt of the universe!
Jerkwad is a scaredy cat! Jerkwad is a scaredy cat!
Alright, you little wad of spit, let's play. I'll waste you. Tell you what, let's make it interesting. If you win, I'll give you 300 buckazoids. However, if I win, you're mine to do with as I see fit. The deal? Oh, this is gonna be fun! Oh, you're a bit puny, but I'm sure I'll be able to get a few buckazoids for you over at the slave colony.
I'm sorry, I don't think I heard you quite right. Did you say, slave colony?
Too late to back out, Borg breath.
I knew that.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Lairman wins. Unblemished victory.
Rumble!
Untainted Victory.
How lucky can a guy get? That was pure luck. Jeez.
Where's my money?
Here. Now, if I were you, I'd make myself scarce, you little lump of phlegm. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose my temper, and all that's gonna be left of you is teeth and toenails.
You wonder if there could be any connection between this kind of waste disposal and a thriving business like implants and stuff. Wow, that's kind of deep for you. This part of town is almost as glamorous as the rest. Now there's an interesting sounding business name. You wonder what they sell. It's the Do Beam Inn, but I'm sure they accept pedestrians also. The door hinges aren't exactly overheated from a steady flow of eager patrons. Interesting, she appears to be waiting for someone. She might be one of those professional ladies your mom told you about. Ah, this place still has those old-style ray projection infomercial viewers. What rubes. Those are some interesting-looking dudes. Must be a couple of real losers, since they seem to be dateless. Of course, that won't be a problem for you once word gets around that you've hit the planet. Can you believe he actually thinks that? Nice place, if you're a fan of dives. That's the manager of this little slice of heaven. He looks like he's an expert on energy conservation. Mainly his. Ah, this place still has those old... The desk, while mimicking some control console look, serves as not much more than a place for the desk clerk to rest his heavily bunioned hind feet. It says, if you have a buckazoid, give a buckazoid. If you need a buckazoid, take a buckazoid. Not too surprisingly, it's empty. Nice place if you're a fan of... An electronic proximity sensor-activated bell, probably used to signal for attention, rests on the counter. He seems to be ignoring you.
Excuse me. I'd like a room, please.
Really? I mean, really? Well, I think we got one or two for a couple of $100 buckazoids a night. In advance, you understand.
I believe I have a prepaid reservation provided me by StarCon.
I got no reservations from any StarCon. I got no reservations, period. I do a cash business. You want a room, cough out the buckazoids.
So that's, 200. Well, okay.
200? Don't you listen, son? I said 300. That's 300 a night. And I don't include any weird pets. Them's extra.
I could have sworn you said...
You calling me a liar? I don't need no guff from the likes of you. This is the finest lodging on the planet, son. If you don't like the prices, you can just take your sorry, pinkish carcass out of here.
Well, 300? Okay, but give me your finest room then.
The finest room. Yeah, right. You got it, buckaroo. Best in the house. Coming right up. Pay up, and we're in business. Okay, son, you just scribble your old Bill Shatner on the register screen and I'll get your key card. It's as fine a room as you'll find on this orb.
You have a brief moment of what you think is cleverness. You decide to wittily sign the name Franzel Nickberm.
Okay, here's your key card. Don't lose it. Room 1220J. Up the elevator. Franzel Nickberm. If I had a buckazoid for every time I'd seen that name, I'd be sitting pretty. I could afford one of those fancy fur-lined donut thingies that... What was I saying? Anyway, enjoy your stay. If you need anything, don't hesitate to tell someone.
Gee, thanks. Say, could you tell me where...
I'm a real busy guy, son. You got any questions, why don't you just go find the Chamber of Commerce and talk to them. I'm sure they'll be glad to help you out. Be seeing ya.
Yikes! Can it be? Why, yes it is. It's Fester Blatz, former owner and proprietor of Fester's World o' Wonders, a cheesy little tourist trap on the desert planetoid of Fleabot. The t-shirt looks, and unfortunately smells, like the same one he wore on Fleabot. He has the expression of someone enjoying a permanent wedgie. He has aged somewhat. Looks like he's grown a few more neck rings. These last few years have been rough on him. From what you remember of him, he used to be kind of an aqua blue. Now he looks like a used lug liner, or the color of a Varillian miner's loogie. Wow, an Apple II Plus running biorhythms. You thought IBM had rounded all those up and landfilled them decades ago, back when Apple started the push to open home computing to the public, making it fun and accessible.
Brain-dead products have been a staple of the home-built being hobbyist for decades now. They make a fine line of adapter plugs which allow for cross-species component swapping. Means you'll be able to pick up parts anywhere other beings exist. Nice deal, huh? They also make a pretty fine moddy. Get tired of what kind of mood your droid, or spouse for that matter, is in? Why, you just slap in one of those babies and bingo! You can modify them into a whole new attitude. Find a wife type who won't pay some big buckazoids for that. Too bad the sale of them is illegal. About all I do is trade for 'em. It's one of them loopholes, guess you could say. Kinda developed a hobby of collecting the suckers. Just rip out that old stock and slam in one of these little beauties and your home-built being will be carrying out your bidding in no time. Guaranteed.
It's a marketing device for dumb. They design and manufacture a wide variety of implants, prosthetics, and conversion attachment kits. Hopefully their product is better made than their sign is. This one's labeled fresh. By the looks of things around here, fresh is a very relative term. You are visually unimpressed.
Oh, that one there's a beaut. Has a dang airbag built right in. It's great for when your beast's motor skills just aren't up to par. they were designed during the days of warp drive testing. They didn't always pick clean courses to test run in them days, and there would be an occasional warp speed asteroid strike, which of course resulted in a seriously non-graceful deceleration, you might say.
What's special about this Abby Normal guy? Good night, Mr. Feldman, wherever you are.
Them syringes you can use with lidocaine if you got some. Sometimes you gotta give old Butch a jump start right at first.
Now you know what happened to the infamous R2 line of droids. They've been reduced to carrying out the most trivial of tasks. Fester's using one for a Gen Blood blender. How sad. The R2 line of droids seemed like the hottest thing going in their day. Then they found that one little flaw in the programming. Unfortunately, the princess's personal life will never be quite the same. An empty tank of Gen Blood sits in the dust. A generic synthetic blood which was originally designed for use as a temporary blood substitute in the event of traumatic loss. It has become a favorite in the You Build a Beast Brotherhood.
Yeah, this is the only place on the planet to get a good lobe piercing, I tell ya. And even though we don't have to, we do use only Lorshan quality body part piercing products. Less chance of pus buildup and drainage that way. That stuff tends to dull the erythrium coating on the hardware.
So this is where old Fester ended up after the total collapse.
Yeah, sometimes when you do a lot of cranial work, you gotta replace the fluid so the old brain isn't just bouncing around in there like a BB. But then you're probably already used to that.
The drawers seem to be crammed with Mahdi's plug-in modification implants and the various adapters necessary to make them work universally. Fester has quite a collection of these, which is surprising. The sale of those things was banned years ago.
Howdy, stranger. The name's Blatz. Fester Blatz. Welcome to Implants and Stuff. Go ahead. Have a look around at some of the most interesting replacement body components this lovely planetoid has to offer.
Oh, a nice fresh sales pitch.
Go ahead and look around, partner. I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have about my fine line of merchandise. Yes, sirree, have a look.
So this is where old Fester... She says, "Scrump off, you little felchmonger." A very odd fixture occupies a good portion of this corner. Its purpose is irrelevant, as it seems to be the victim of a lack of maintenance and some sort of clinging mineral-like deposit, which have been laid down in several arch-shaped patterns. A sensible person would be afraid to find out what this caps off. That being the case, I'll take the liberty of telling you that it's something you don't want to mess with. That's delight. Don't touch that. We don't know where you've been. Even you recognize the symbols on the barrels. And do you really need a nice supply of toxic waste? I think not. The skyline is anything but beautiful. Flames burn off the gases that can't be contained in the short-sighted dumping facilities. If you weren't so simple-minded, you might actually be depressed by the sight. But then, it's not your planet, so why should you care? It's the keycard to your luxurious suite at the charming Dew Beam Inn. The room number is 1220J. Great carpet. This is definitely no place to lose a contact lens. It's the hotel's not-so-elegant upstairs hallway. Nothing happened. Just as you're about to insert the key card so you can go inside and check out your new digs, you notice those two goony-looking dudes from the lobby walking in your direction at a rather deliberate pace. Perhaps they're going to welcome you to the place or show you where the ice machine is.
Hey there, pal. Got a second? Me and my friend here was wondering something.
Fire away. What did you want to know?
Well, we was wondering if you'd have any objection to us pounding you senseless. Grab 'em and let's get moving. I gotta report in soon. You puny little scumbag. I can't believe anyone would want you. One thing's for sure. You sure ain't gonna be seeing your home son ever again. Hey, Nigel, let's get back to it, huh? We got things to do and places to go. Now, just sit there and be still and be quiet, little man. I've got some things to finish before I finish you.